Season 3 with our Schalke side was ridiculously successful. We have qualified for the Champions League for the first time in quite a while. Obviously, Season 1 we did qualify for Europe, but it was not the Champions League. This time around, we have made it there, and I think we go straight into the group stage. We do. We join at the league phase, so we don't have to go through any qualifying rounds or any of that nonsense. We're actually in the Champions League. And I'm pretty sure I've said this at the start of every season. When it comes to finances, we are definitely in a very good place now, though. We are over our wage budget. It's because we've done a lot of signings already. Lots of free transfers have joined the club. We have bulked up our squad, and we brought in some very good players. I'm hoping these loans get paid off sooner rather than later, because in theory, we've got lots of money. We've got £97 million. We could pay off that £79 million loan, and it's just gone. And that saves us £325,000 a month. Doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things, but we could do that. We do have £43.8 million to spend in this transfer window, and I don't know what we're going to do, whether we're going to go big and basically blow all of that money, or whether we're going to kind of be sensible. I think we might go a little bit big. So far, we have released 3 players on free transfers. Their contracts have expired. Ibrahima Cisse is one of them. Paul Seguin is another one. He has played quite a lot of times for us. In fact, last season he did play 14 times, but 12 of them were off the bench. So he's kind of done his job, and he's moved on. And also youngster Thailand Bullet has left the club because basically I don't think he was ever going to play for us, and I didn't see the point in extending his contract. He has played apparently. He did play 5 times last season, 7 times the season before that, and once in Bundesliga 2. But yeah, we were just never going to play him, were we? The first of 7 players to join on permanent deals so far. One of them has cost us £3 million. Everyone else has been free. Ardon Jashari might be his name, from Luzern over in his native Switzerland. He has joined on a free transfer. A very good defensive midfielder. Bulking up our defensive options is Zeno van Houston. He has signed on a free transfer, I believe, from Sassuolo? No, not from Sassuolo. Where is it? From Inter. He just spent his entire time in Italy, going out to various clubs all around the world, and we picked him up on a free. Joining from fellow German side Bayern Munich, we have signed Malik Tillman, the 24-year-old American attacking footballer. Predominantly attacking midfielder, but can play on the left, right, or even up front. This, I think, is a very good signing. Plus, he's still only 24. We have also strengthened our attacking options in the shape of Lassina Traore, signed from Shakhtar after his contract expired. David Brooks makes the jump over from Bournemouth after his contract expired, and we have picked him up. And I think he's going to be quite a useful player. He's kind of versatile, can play in the middle, can play on the right, which I think is quite good. And he's still only 28. He's soon to be 29, but we're going to have a couple of years' worth of David Brooks, I think. The only player that's actually cost us any money is Bright Aryan B. He's cost £3 million, and I'm not quite sure why. I assume because of his age. It's the only reason why I can think that. He should have been a free transfer. His contract at Hanover expired, and I've picked him up. I brought him in because he's still young. He's going to add a bit more depth, and maybe he might get better. And the final player to join on a free transfer is Pablo Maffio, a 28-year-old Italian right-back who has come through the Manchester City mess of Man City, Girona, and is it Mallorca? A Mallorca part of that mess as well? I feel like they might be. They might not be, actually, because it's Girona and definitely Man City. So yeah, he's come through that kind of nonsense. We brought him in on a free transfer, and I think he's actually really good. One downside, he does have a £19.75 million minimum fee release clause on Maffio, but I'm hoping he's not going to be that good. He's still good, but I'm hoping he's not going to be that good. He is already worth more than his minimum fee release. We might need to try and get rid of that. So yeah, that's what's happened so far, and we've literally not gone forward any more days than today so far. We have got, like I said, £43 million to spend. I'm hoping, from a league perspective, last season we finished 3rd place. I want to see more of the same. I want to finish in the top 4. Champions League football would be great. Winning the league, I don't think it's going to be possible because Bayern Munich are really, really good at football, and I think they've won it every single season so far. Most seasons by 20 points. So yeah, if we can just close the gap on Bayern, that would be very helpful. We're now going to jump forward then to September. The transfer window will be closed. We'll see whether we spend any of that £43 million. Now, the answer is technically yes. Although our transfer budget has not gone down massively, we have also brought in £15 million worth of money as well from selling people. But our wage budget has kind of gone up considerably. And we're still over it as well. 1.155 is what we're now spending per week. We were spending, what, 300,000 in Season 1? We have literally quadrupled our wages in the space of 4 years. First up, leaving the club then, is Theo Zidane. He has moved on. We didn't really play him at all. In fact, he played 5 times over the course of 2 seasons. He has moved over to Groningen for £175,000. Moving up in value is Brian Lasme. He has moved over to Spezia for £1.2 million. For potentially £2.1 million, Bruno Numbisi has moved over to Eintracht Frankfurt and has gone out on loan to Union Berlin. And we have moved on Oliver. He has moved over to Tigres in Mexico for quite a lot of money, £10.25 million, but we did have to hire somebody for £525,000, but it might even go up to £11.5 million. For a free transfer to sell him for £10 million, that's just ridiculous profit. And it wouldn't be a Schalke season with me without signing a brand new number one goalkeeper. Christian Fruchtel is our new number one goalkeeper. We didn't really need one, but I thought, you know what, let's try and improve if we can. He was transfer listed at Bayern, and I went, you know what, for £2 million, he's a good player. Still only 26, got plenty of time ahead of him. He might still improve as well, so I'm happy with the Fruchtel signing. We've also spent £20 million on one player, and that is Giannis Konstantelias, might be his name, from PAOK Salonika in his native Greece. 23 years of age, attacking midfielder, left winger. I think we've got ourselves a superstar here. Him alongside Kanuzan in midfield. And then we've got Tillman as well. We've got David Brooks. Our attacking options are really, really good. Defensively, I think we might be kind of lacking. So maybe next season, final season that is, we might need to try and strengthen the defence. But right now, we've signed Giannis. I'm not going to try and say his second name once again because it was complicated the first time round. For £20 million, I think this is a good transfer, okay? I think this is a very good transfer. When it comes to locking in players as well for Season 4, we are locking in Christian Fruchtel. The reason why we have to lock him in is because Lotka and Muller are just as good. And I want Fruchtel to be our number one goalkeeper if he is fit. Currently, he is not fit. He's potentially out for 3 weeks. But right now, he is available. I say available. He won't be available, but he will be available in a few weeks' time, and he'll be our number one until the rest of the season. Speaking of the rest of the season, it's not started well. We have played 3 times, obviously, and we have lost twice and won once. We have beaten VfL Wolfsburg 4-1, a good victory there, but losing to Bayer, losing to Borussia Mönchengladbach as well is not a good start to the season. We have some ground to make up if we want to get into the top 4 and close the gap. Realistically, that's our target, to close the gap between us and Bayern are 9th. They've lost to BMG as well. So BMG have won twice against Bayern and Schalke, and they've lost against Bayer, who are currently top of the table, who've won 3 out of 3. We are in the Champions League, as we expected, and we've got Olympiacos, PSV, we've got Red Star, we've got, not VfB Stuttgart, we've got Marseille, we've got RB Leipzig, which doesn't seem right at all, because they're also German, and we've got Rangers and Inter and Barcelona to finish things off. I keep forgetting there's 8 matches now, isn't there, in the Champions League? I'm not convinced we're going to get very far in it. Anyway, let's jump forward then to mid-December to see how well the start of the season has gone, and let's see if we've actually managed to make any ground in the Champions League, and have we clawed some points back towards the top 4 as well. We're going to start things off looking at the Champions League, and we have drawn 4 times out of 6. We've drawn with Rangers, we've drawn with RB Leipzig, we've drawn with Red Star and PSV. We have lost against Marseille, and we have beaten Olympiacos 5-2. It's not good reading, but we are still in the kind of playoff teams, so it's not the end of the world. We do have 2 matches to play. Problem is, I think it's Inter Milan and Barcelona, who are first and second. Yeah, I don't think we're getting out of the group stages of the Champions League. In the Bundesliga, however, we have certainly clawed back some points. We are just 3 points off the top now, a position currently occupied by Borussia Dortmund. However, Bayern do have a game in hand, so if they win that, they'll go on to 34 points, and they'll be top of the table, which is still only 4 points between us and top of the table Bayern. So I'm kind of okay with how things have gone. One thing I have had to do for the second part of this season is lock in Giannis, because he's not really playing. He is playing. He's playing 15 times, but he wants to be playing 24 times. He is, I believe, I've got him as a star player. So the fact that he isn't playing every game, he's only played 9 league games, I think he's kind of getting annoyed. So we are locking him in on that left-hand side. I didn't do this, actually, at the start of the season, but this is our best 11 at the moment. So we've got Fruchtel in goal. We've got Merkin. Arian B is a centre-back. I'm surprised. I thought it'd be more of a kind of a backup option, but there we are. Matriosini and Maffeo in defence, Jashiri and Schellenberg in midfield, Brooks, Tillman, Konstantelias, might still not be his name, and Traore up front. So we've still got, by the way, I don't think I kind of mentioned this, but we do still have, where is he? Iniacho is still here, but he's not playing. So he's getting annoyed. We're getting a lot of players getting annoyed now, I think, because they're not getting the game time that they initially wanted. Muller is one, Aydin is another, Fofana is another, I believe. Uzun, he's okay for now. He's a regular starter and he is getting regular starting matches. He's not playing all of them, but he might start getting annoyed as well if he doesn't get too much game time either. We've kind of overloaded our front 4. We've got too many players who can play in those positions, not enough good ones in the back 5, 6 players there. It's only really Maffeo who's any good. definitely for Season 5, we need to strengthen that. But we still need to worry about Season 4 at the moment. We are third place in the table. We're going to jump forward now to the end of the season to see how well things have gone. Have we managed to qualify for the Champions League? Have we managed to get out of the Champions League group stage? Also, have we won the DFB Pokal again? I'm going with we finished 4th. I'm going with we finished 25th. Let's say 25th. And no for the DFB Pokal. Well, in no particular order, Champions League, we actually finished 30th because we did lose both matches against Inter and Barcelona, which is no surprise to anybody. It was eventually won by Manchester City beating Newcastle in the final. In the DFB Pokal, we also did not win this. Bayern beating Borussia Dortmund in the final, we getting knocked out. We got knocked out by RB Leipzig in the quarterfinal 5-3. But somehow we've won the Bundesliga. Somehow we've won it. I don't know what's happened. I can only assume Bayern have just been too distracted by possibly the Champions League or something like that. They've finished 3rd. They've won the league every season since 2013. I mean, that's ridiculous. And then little old Schalke, who aren't realistically that little, are they, come in and we've just won the league. So in 4 seasons, we've gone from Bundesliga 2, winning Bundesliga 2, winning the DFB Pokal, and now winning the normal Bundesliga, the regular Bundesliga, the top league in German football. And ultimately, we've kind of completed our objective of the season early. We're not finishing now, but we have kind of done what I wanted to do. I do want to just call out some players who have massively contributed to the fact of us winning the league. Malik Tillman is our 3rd top goal scorer. 14 goals in all competitions, 11 goals scored in the league. We've got Lassina Traore, who also managed to get 10 goals in the league, but 15 in all competitions. But top of the tree by a fair distance is Kaan Uzan, who only started 25 games and scored 18 league goals and got 7 assists. 24 goals in all competitions, so 3 in the Champions League, 3 in the DFB Pokal as well. Kaan Uzan has made a huge impact in his second season. I mean, last season, obviously, also very good, scoring 20 in the league. Uzan maybe needs to play more football. And since we locked in Giannis as well, he's not really scored many, but he has picked up a fair amount of assists, 8 of them in the league. 3 league goals, though. He might, if he was any better, he might have even managed to contribute more than that, and we could have even finished further ahead of Dortmund and Bayern. We do have some news about Pablo Maffio. I mentioned when we signed him, he does have this minimum fee release. Problem is, I can't offer him a new contract. He doesn't want to sign a new contract. I'm not even sure why. He just doesn't want to do it. It's frustrating, especially when you think he's got teams interested, and they're over in, well, I was going to say Saudi Arabia. It's actually not. It's over in the Middle East. But they still have money. So we might be saying goodbye to Pablo Maffio, which means we might need to basically buy in a whole new back 4 and 2 defence midfielders for Season 5. But the fact that is Schalke's 8th Bundesliga title in their entire history. Their first since 1958. It has been, I mean, I can't do the maths in my head. What is that, 50, 60 years? 70 years? Basically 70 years since the last time they actually won the Bundesliga. And we have also won the DFB Pokal in our time. So maybe, I mean, can we do it again? Can we do back-to-back Bundesligas? Can we win the DFB Pokal again? Can we win the Champions League? No. The answer to that one is no. But the fact that we've won the league says to me that we're a good team. Next season, we've got £67 million to spend. I think we might need to try and spend all of it.